Welcome. This is Recidiva. I'm sharing a recording of a casual Skyrim playthrough using a mod list I built. My profound thanks to all the mod creators who have made this game a crowdsourced treasure. I hope you enjoy.
Back from the job, huh? Hope it went. Out with it. Time is money.
I found all the stones of Baranzaya.
Unbelievable. You must be the first person to set eyes on all
Her
24 of
eyes.
them in, well, the last 2 eras.
Now is it worth something?
When I told you the set had to be complete, I left out a small detail. I honestly didn't think you'd ever get this far. If the stones were remounted on the crown, it would be of great benefit to the Thieves Guild.
You mean wealth?
Not exactly. The crown is what the guild calls a paragon, an object that enhances our thieving abilities. At least that's what I'm told it does. There hasn't been a paragon in this guild for hundreds of years.
Does the crown still exist?
I have it on good authority that the crown is within Tolvald's cave, dropped by a Dunmer caravan leaving Morrowind long ago. If you could bring it back, we could restore the paragon and reap its benefits.
No, I never knew it did a thing. You've planned this from the beginning.
If we want to stay on top in Skyrim, the guild needs that paragon back. Without it, we're just a bunch of petty thieves.
With it, you're just a bunch of petty thieves. Okay.
If you want to get paid, keep your weapons sheathed.
Alright, so...
Oh, is that the cheese I'm carrying, or do I just need...
Man, I've got to take away your cheese. I mean, come on. Can we talk about sweet rolls for a little while? Alright, I'm going to leave that for a little while. We'll get back to it. Path of the Heavens. Turn to Madras at the Planetarium. I'm going to have to turn off Sunhelm. It's going to take about probably a week of real time. Okay, I'm chewing. I made Frankenstein. Yeah, see, this is an issue. This is a texture issue with the upgraded Dragonborn gallery mod and seasons. I fixed it in my other list, but I don't remember how to fix it here, and I don't want to screw with my list anymore, so we're just gonna have a glass drop off into hell there as we come in. So I made my Frankenstein scallion pancakes that are really like mutated croissants. I used the regular scallion pancake recipe, which means you use pastry. He's up there, isn't he? You use pastry, just hot water dough, which is
Been a pretty good day. Not
flour
gonna
and water.
lie.
Yes? What is it?
Same you'd do for like dumpling wrappers. I see you've been busy.
Hmm? Oh, you're back. Good timing. I could use your help again. I've put some instructions on the bench over there. Even Fafnir could follow them, so... Oh, this is interesting. Excuse me.
Okay, oh. What the hell? Age of the Making. What? Age of the Making by Lorla Asphalt of Cyrodiil circa 4E174. An interpretive sculpture in plastic and stone depicting the chaotic dawn era of creation where all forms were nebulous and indeterminate. Okay, it's very Star Trek-y right there. Okay, well, live long and prosper, and infinite diversity and infinite combinations, and that's weird. And I wish these were labeled. What the fuck are they? So, as I said...
or was it 45?
Oh my god. It's the voice of the Madras god.
I swear, Egelman, if you hit one of those sprockets again, I'm taking it out of you. When I can manage to...
So I used puff pastry. Let's see, what is this? It won't tell me. I used puff pastry and then I deep fried it, which basically gives you massively poofy, over airy, unwilling to submerge in the water, but yummy, like croissant things. Okay, let me turn off Sunhelm.
Well,
Oh wow, it's gonna let me
just
pay
what
for
I
it.
thought. We've seen it all.
Oh, that's awesome.
We've got a planetarium.
Oh, thank God.
How cool's that?
Oh, I can only pay for some of it. Yeah, I'm gonna need so many dwarven ingots. That's probably about 12. Yeah, spend 8 hours. So next time I make these, I made a really cool batch of caramelized onions, which is chopped onions with smoked salt, truffle salt, and maple smoked bourbon from Knob Creek. They're really good. And then I use those instead of scallions, but they're way too poofy. So next time I'm going to have to just use one sheet of puff pastry, onions, and sesame oil.
Come sit with me, my love.
And okay, go some more. Let's just do this for a while, shall we? I'm gonna run out of ingots. Yeah, even with all of that, I don't have enough ingots.
A dish I'd love me to taste. Yes, food is nutritious, but there's nothing delicious as the Dragonborn's legs round your waist.
Okay. Now I could make more ingots, but the problem is I'd be, and they don't put a smelter or anything up here. I'd be breaking down other stuff that I probably need later to build this. So I'm just going to load a bunch of dwarven ingots. I think this is ridiculous. This is just a ridiculous amount of, 5 Dwemer cogs, 5 Dwemer gyros, 20, so much stuff. And again, I mean, I can get this as a roleplay thing that they want to make difficult, But really, you didn't have to do this much time, this much stuff, and then essentially have something end up being not all that compelling in a gameplay sense.
Maybe you'll give me a massage later.
And now I'm stuck. Oh my god. Oh my god, please, please. Don't. Alright, I'm gonna have to start this whole sequence over again. Okay, I'm going to
When I can manage to get my hands on you, that is.
I'm going to try zoning out and zoning in.
Fruit to get me through the day, you know.
I'm going to try putting myself in third person. So everything else up to the cooling pipes is okay. Okay, that fixed it. Zoning out, zoning back in, fixed it. Okay, cool. Good. Good to know. Gonna save. This way I don't have to actually use console commands to advance, because that's complicated. You can't really look up the code.
Don't you expect me to do
Oh, no.
eggs? Bugger that. I'm not an ingredients tester.
Nope. Nope. That was not it. Oh my god. I wonder if I can fast travel from here. Let's see. It's probably gonna tell me I'm too busy. Ooh. Yeah, but the quest stage didn't complete, so we're probably going to go back and get stuck in the animation again. But I'm learning things. Alright. Get to hell. Which is appropriate. Alright, let's see. See what happens this time. Oh, and now I'm stuck. Yeah, I'm stuck in third person. Alright. Let's see if I can get unstuck. I can't. Let me try to use a crafting station. I can sometimes do it. Ooh, the museum guard have had some upgrades. Nope, totally stuck. See, okay, if you're looking here, I can make fragments. Oh wait, this is fragments, not oh my god. Okay, there we go. Unstuck. Let's see if I can stay unstuck, folks. It's probably going to send me straight back into the same stuck animation, but I'm going to try.
40, or was it 45?
Boy, that's really loud, guys. I do love this mod so much. I really do. I'm not mad at the mod. This is so many things that I am incapable of making myself, that I appreciate someone poured so much love and time and care and attention into it. It's just, you know, frustrating going through it. Okay, start in third person again. I don't know if I move forward or not. We'll see.
Back's hurting a bit. Maybe you'll give me a massage later on.
Ooh, I might be unstuck. Okay, that was a good thing to learn. If you get stuck in an animation here, fast travel away, zone back in. Madras's list number 2. Items needed for the main boiler. Okay, yeah, this is just a list of crap I need. It's insane. Okay, again, save during these. So we're just lucky that we can fast travel from this location. Zone back in, unstick yourself at a crafting station. Main boiler. Yeah, see, 30 Dwemer cogs, 30 Dwemer gears, 45 Dwemer gyros, 120 dwarven ingots, 10 Centurion dynamo cores. Guys, this is, you know, it's crazy. This shit's crazy. $16 hours.
Never been asked if I've been in love.
I'm always happy to find an in-game solution rather
I
than
realise whatever this is, it's
having to resort to
bigger
code.
than anything I've...
Walkways. So yeah, I save as much Dwemer stuff as I can in good faith, and then beyond that, I'm like, screw it, I'm loading it. It's crazy.
Is that mead you're carrying honey brew? I could do with a sip of that. I'm feeling a bit of thirst for a
Okay,
good bit of ale right
yeah,
now.
you should be... Okay, now, what am I doing? Speak to Madras. Hello, kitty love. You would like me to pet you, yes? Oh, wow, you are so
Eggleman!
Oh my
Stop
God.
whooshing all around the room and get down here! I know the high ceilings are alluring to you, but I need your help!
Wow, that's really loud, guys. It's not nice to people like me and my ears. I don't know how to do this. Oh, you can get a good look around at all of the stuff filling in the exhibits.
I like it here.
It's satisfying. This stuff's cool. Look at all the claws and the masks I have. This will be filled in. Yeah, this is the relics of the Crusader.
Now I'd love to have a whole book like that painting.
Oh, hey.
in the hole.
I can manually put up paintings here. Oh, because... Oh. Huh. Okay. I thought at the beginning of the game I saw that you couldn't put up paintings, but maybe I didn't have paintings in my inventory. I might be able to place them manually. I'll have to see next run through. Oh my god, where are you, my man? Hey, Eggleman.
Yes? What is it?
We're making good progress. What's next?
Yes, thank you for your help. What I need you to do next is go do something else for a couple of days. Nothing personal. I just have some very delicate work to do, and having other people around is highly distracting. Eggleman will be all the help I need. See you soon.
Okay.
My letters are going out this afternoon.
So that's 2 days. Yeah, so the
No,
whole thing
just the
takes about a
usual
week.
resupply order.
Let's
I
see
am
if
looking into a
Latoria has
specific
discovered
item.
anything.
How can this one help?
Discover anything interesting?
Yes, in fact. Latoria was able to decipher some tomes which yielded some interesting spell scrolls. Here's a few she made for you. What can Latoria do for you, Guildmaster?
I have some rune books for you.
Ah, excellent. Let's see what you have found. Ah, good, good. It will take some time to decipher these. Come back tomorrow and Latoria will let you know what she has found.
Well, that was kind of, I mean, it's obviously frustrating, but at least I was able to get past it. I don't think that's what's bugging the characters in terms of whether or not I can gather them. I'll try again. Yeah, see, it doesn't call anybody. So frustrating. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna leave that quest for a while and go back to other stuff. Alright, tools of the trade on a little, research. One of the quests that I have in here will send me to it, so I'll get there eventually. Yeah, I don't remember what is the name of it. It is the quest began when we were attacked by the Morag Tong, and someone asks us to Shattered Legacy. That's the one. Seek the Guardians at High Hrothgar. That will lead us to Sancrator, which will give us the cloak. And I don't think I've ever gotten that far, so that will all be new to me. Okay, so I'm going to... No, I'm going to leave Tools of the Trade out. Orion's Notes on the Bloodworm Helm. That will also come up. Steep Fall Burrow. Alright, I'm going to turn Sunhelm back on. So really all that I'm missing, unless there's more stuff that needs to be found in the Explorer Digs, it's usually just fragments and keystones and a few random things. Hello, Fafnir, honey. Okay.
I must remember to put in that special order.
Yeah, it's not just Sunhelm that's going to be kind of screwed. Okay, a new location can be reached, so I think now I can go to the planetarium. There we go. Yeah. But I will have, in this, like, week that I spent in there lost quite a bit of faction with my god, unless I stop to pray every time I construct something. Okay, well, I'm relieved to have figured out how to unstuck that. That's good. Oh yeah, my inventory must be a nightmare. I'm gonna go sort all my materials because I'm carrying around everything in the world. I'm gonna make sure the crimson Nernroots in my inventory. Or I could lock up. Okay. Yeah, I have Crimson Nernroot. That's good. That's still in my inventory for when I need to finish that quest.
There's a very large garden out there. We need to collect a lot of different flora samples if you want variety.
Yeah, I lost maybe 10%. Not 10% total, but like I probably dropped from like 163 to 153. I'm gonna check my fate cards. Oh. That was my dog Bo. Snorting, like puppies do. It is hard to imagine having all these cards and not having a single deck.
More than just fruit to get me through the day.
But there you have it. No decks. Okay, I'm looking up. I want to get a Fafnir plushie. Alright, I'm gonna have to look it up later. Okay. Well earned nap. Calls for apple pie, wine, and coffee.
What's the point in having a bucket if you're not going to shit in it?
Okay, I'm gonna finish up Mr. Talar just to get it over with. Good lord. By what right do you arrest my father? Cried the Lady Gilia. What has he done? I arrest the King of Camlorn, the former Duke of Orleans, by my right as an imperial commanding officer and ambassador, said Lord Strael, by the right of law of the imperial Emperor of Tamriel, which supersedes all provincial royal authority. Gina came forward and tried to put her hand on Jilia's arm, but she was coldly rebuffed. Quietly, she sat down at the foot of the throne in the now empty audience chamber. This young lady came to me having completely recovered her memory, but the story she told was beyond incredible. I simply couldn't believe it, said Lord Strael, but she was so convinced of it I had to investigate. So I talked to everyone who was here at the palace 20 years ago to see if there could be any truth to it. Of course, at the time of the king and queen's murder and the princess's disappearance, there was a full inquiry made, but I had different questions to ask this time. Questions about the relationship between the two little cousins, Lady Gilia Reyes and the princess. I've told everyone over and over again I don't remember anything at all about that time in my life, said Gilia, tears welling up. I know you don't. There's never been a question in my mind that you witnessed a horrible murder, and that your memory lapse and hers, said Lord Strael, gesturing toward Gina, are both very real. The story I heard from the servants and other people at the palace was that the little girls were inseparably close. There were no other playmates, and as the princess's place was to be close to her parents, so the little Lady Gilia was always there as well. When the assassin came to murder the royal family, the king and queen were in their bedroom, and the girls were playing in the throne room. When my memory came back to me, it was like opening a sealed box, said Gina solemnly. Everything was so clear and detailed, like it all happened yesterday, not 20 years ago. I was on the throne, playing Empress, and you were hiding behind the dais. It's dais, and I keep saying it wrong, because the A comes first, right? Pretending you were in a dungeon I had sent you to. Men I'd never seen burst into the room from the royal bedchamber, his blade soaked in blood. He came at me, and I ran for my life. I remember starting to run for the dais, but I saw your face, frozen in fear, and I didn't want to lead him to you, so I ran for the window. We'd climbed on the outside of the castle before, just for fun. That was one of the first memories that came back to me when I was holding onto that cliff. You and I on the castle wall, and the king calling up to me, telling me how to get down. But that day, I couldn't hold on. I was trembling so much, I just fell and landed in the river. I don't know if it was entirely the horror of what I had seen, or that combined with the impact of the fall, the coldness of the water, but everything just went blank in my mind. When I finally pulled myself out of the river many miles away, I had no idea who I was. And so it stayed. Until now. So you are the Princess Talara? cried Gilia. Let me explain further before she answers that, because the simple answer would just confuse you, as it did me, said Lord Strael. The assassin was caught before he managed to escape the palace. In truth, he had to know he was going to be caught. He confessed immediately to the murder of the royal family. The princess, he said, he had thrown out a window to her death. A servant down below heard the scream and saw something fly past his window, so they knew it to be true. It was not for several hours that little Lady Gila was found by her nursemaid Ramka, hiding behind the dais, covered with dust, shivering with fear, and unable to speak at all. Ramka was very protective of you, Strael said, nodding to Gilia. She insisted on putting you to your room right away, and sent word to the Duke of Orleans that the royal family was dead, and that his daughter had witnessed the murders but survived. I'm beginning to remember a little of that, said Gilia, wonderingly. I remember lying in bed with Ramka comforting me. I was so muddled and I couldn't concentrate. I remember I just wanted it all to be playtime still. I don't know why. And then I remember being bundled up and taken to that asylum. It'll all come back to you soon, Gina smiled. I promise. That's how I began to remember. I just caught one detail and the whole flood began. That's it. Gilia began to sob in frustration. I don't remember anything else except confusion. No, I also remember Daddy not even looking at me as I was taken away, and I remember not caring about that or anything else. It was a confusing time for all, so particularly so for little girls, especially little girls who went through what you two did, said Lord Strael sympathetically. From what I understand, as soon as he received the message from Ramka, the Duke left his palace at Orleans, gave orders for you to be sent to a private sanitarium until you recovered from the ordeal, and set to work with his private guard, torturing the assassin for information. When I heard that no one but the Duke and his personal guard saw the assassin after he gave his initial confession, and that no one was present but the Duke and his guards when the assassin was killed trying to escape, I thought that very significant. I spoke with Lord Errol, who I knew was one of those present, and I had to bluff him, pretending I had more evidence than I did. I got the reaction I was hoping for, though it was a dangerous gambit. At last, he confessed to what I already knew to be true. The assassin, Lord Strail paused and reluctantly met Chilia's eyes, had been hired by the Duke of Orleans to kill the royal family, including the princess as heir, so that the crown might be passed to him and to his children. Chilia stared at Lord Strail aghast. My father? The assassin had been told that once the Duke had him in custody, he would be paid and a prison break would be arranged. The thug picked the wrong time to be greedy and try to get more gold. The Duke decided it would be cheaper to silence him, so he murdered him then and there, so the man would never tell anyone what really happened. Lord Strail shrugged. No tragic loss as far as murders go. In a few years' time, you returned from the sanitarium, a little shaken, but back to normal, except for a complete absence of memory about your childhood. And in that time, the former Duke of Orleans had taken his brother's place as the King of Cameron. It was no small maneuver. No, said Chilia quietly. He must have been very busy. He remarried and had another child. No one ever came to visit me in the sanitarium but Ramke. If he had visited and seen you, said Gina, the story might have turned out very differently. What do you mean? Asked Chilia. This is the most amazing part, said Lord Strail. The question has long been whether Gina is the Princess Talara. When her memory returned, and she told me what she remembered, I put several pieces of evidence together. Consider these facts. The two of you look remarkably alike, now after 20 years of living very different lives, and as little girls and constant playmates, you look nearly identical. At the time of the assassination, the murderer who had never been there before only saw one girl on the throne who he assumed to be his quarry. The woman who found Lady Gilia was her nursemaid Ramke, a creature of unstable mind and fanatical devotion to her charge, the type who would never accept the possibility that her beloved little girl had been the one who disappeared. Oh, and now we're making Ramke unstable and hysterical. Oh my god. I hate this story. The nursemaid was the only single person who knew both Princess Talara and the Lady Gilia, who visited you while you were in the sanitarium. Finally, said Lord Strail, consider the fact that when you returned to court from the sanitarium, 5 years had passed, and you had grown from a child to a young lady. You looked familiar, but not quite the same as your family remembered you, which was only natural. I don't understand, cried the poor girl, her eyes wide, because she did understand. Her memory was falling together like a terrible flood. Let me explain it like this, said her cousin, wrapping her in her arms. I know who I am now. My real name is Julia Reyes. That man who was arrested was my father, the man who murdered the king, your father. You are the Princess Talara. Okay, it's over. Oof. Myths of Sheogorath by Mimophalos. Sheogorath invents music. In the earliest of days, in a time when the world was still raw, Sheogorath decided to walk amongst the mortals. He donned his guise of gentleman with a cane and moved from place to place without being recognized. After 11 days and 11 nights, Sheogorath decided that life among mortals was even more boring than his otherworldly existence. What can I do to make their lives more interesting? He said to himself. At the same moment, a young woman nearby commented wistfully to herself, the sounds of the birds are so beautiful. Sheogorath silently agreed with her. Mortals could not make the beautiful and inspired calls of birds. Their voices were wretched and mundane. He could not change the nature of mortals, for that was the purview of other Daedric princes. However, he could give them tools to make beautiful sounds. Sheogorath took hold of the petulant woman and ripped her asunder. From her tendons he made lutes. From her skull and arm bones he made a drum. From her bones he made flutes. He presented these gifts to the mortals, and thus music was born. Sheogorath and King Lyander. King Lyander was known to be an exceedingly rational man. He lived in a palace that was a small, simple structure, unadorned with art and ugly to look upon. I do not need more than this, he would say. Why spend my gold on such luxuries when I can spend it on my armies or on great public works? His kingdom prospered under his sensible rule. However, the people did not always share the king's sense of practicality. They would build houses that were beautiful to look upon, although not necessarily very practical. They devoted time and energy to works of art. They would celebrate events with lavish festivals. In general, they were quite happy. King Lyander was disappointed that more of them did not follow his example and lead frugal, sensitive, sensible lives. He brooded on this for many years. Finally, he decided that his subjects simply didn't understand how much more they could accomplish if they didn't waste time on those frivolous activities. Perhaps, he reasoned, they just needed more examples. The king decreed that all new buildings must be simple, unadorned, and no larger than was necessary for their function. The people were not happy about this, but they liked their king and respected the new law. In a few short years, there were more plain buildings than ornate ones. Citizens used the money saved to make and buy even more lavish art and hold even more excessive celebrations. Once again, King Lyander decided to provide them with a strict example of how beneficial it would be to use their time and resources for more practical purposes. He banned all works of art in the city. People were quite put out by this, but they knew that their king was doing what he thought was best for them. However, human nature is not so easily denied. In a few more years, the city was filled with plain, simple buildings and devoid of any sort of art. However, people now had even more money and time to devote to their parties and festivals. With a heavy heart, King Lyander decided that his people were to be treated like children, and like all children, they needed rules and discipline laid down by great figures of authority to make them understand what was truly important in life. He decreed that there should be no revelry in the city. Singing, dancing, and music were all banned. Even food and drink were limited to water and simple foodstuffs. The people had had enough. Revolt was out of the question, since King Lyander had a very well-trained and equipped army. They visited the shrines and temples in droves, praying to all the gods, and even to some of the Daedric princes, that King Lyander would revoke these new, oppressive laws. Sheogorath heard their pleas and decided to visit King Lyander. He appeared to the king in his dreams in a field of flowers, each with arms instead of petals, and the face of the mad god in the center. I am the lord of the creative and the lord of the deranged. Since you have no use for my gifts of creativity, I've decided to bless you with an abundance of my other gift. From that day forward, every child born in the city was born into madness. Since infants do not reveal illnesses of the mind, it was several years before this was realized. The king's own son was among the victims, suffering from seizures and delusions, yet King Lyander refused to change his ways. When his son, Glint, was 12 years old, he stabbed his father while Lyander was sleeping. With his dying breath, King Lyander asked, "Why?" His son replied, "It was the most practical thing I could do." The new young king ordered all the palace servants slaughtered. He ordered a grand festival to celebrate his new reign and the repeal of Lyander's laws. He served the crowds a stew made from the carcasses of the palace servants. He ordered the east-facing walls of every building painted red and the west-facing walls painted in stripes. He decreed that all citizens wear ornate masks on the backs of their heads. He then burned down the palace and began construction of a new one. In the new palace, the young king ordered his personal chambers to not have any doors for fear that small woodland creatures would attack him. He ordered that it have no windows for fear that the sun and moon were jealous of him and plotting his death. And thus ended the line of King Lyander. The people of the city returned to their grand works of art and raucous celebrations. They talked and acted as if they still had a living king and even kept up the palace, using it to house and care for their mad children. Sheogorath was mightily pleased with this outcome. From that day forward, the city was blessed with more than a normal number of gifted artists and deranged citizens. The Contest of Wills. A mighty wizard named Ravate, once walked the winds of time to find Lord Sheogorath. His intent was to win a favor from the most capricious of the Daedric princes. Upon finding Sheogorath, Ravate spoke humbly to him. Lord Sheogorath, I beg a favor of you. I would gladly drive 1,000 men mad in your name if you would but grant me the greater magical powers. Fortunately for Ravate, Sheogorath was in a playful mood. He proposed a game. I will grant your wish if you are still sane in 3 days. During that time I will do my utmost to drive you mad. It shall be great fun. Vate was not so certain that he liked this new deal. He'd been really looking forward to driving 1,000 men mad. Lord Sheogorath, I regret having disturbed you with my shallow, selfish request. I withdraw my unfortunate plea and will humbly leave this place. Sheogorath just laughed. Too late, mighty Ravate. The game is afoot, and you must play. Ravate fled, only to find that all exits from the Daedric realm were now sealed. He wandered aimlessly, constantly looking over his shoulder, jumping at every noise. Each moment brought new terror as he waited for Sheogorath to begin. After 3 days, Ravate was convinced that every plant and animal was a tool of Sheogorath. He hadn't eaten or drunk for fear that Sheogorath had poisoned the food or drink. He hadn't slept for fear of Sheogorath invading his dreams, which was foolish, as dreams are the domain of Hermina. May she grant us restful sleep. It was then that Sheogorath appeared to him. Ravate cried out, "You have set the whole world to watching me. Every creature and plant are doing your bidding to drive me mad." Sheogorath replied, "Actually, here, let me do the actual voice. Actually, I've done nothing. You've driven yourself mad with your fears. Your delusions prove that you're truly deranged, and therefore, I win. When you wanted to make 1,000 men mad, while you wanted to make 1,000 men mad, I only wanted to break one man's mind. Yours." From that day forward, Ravate served Sheogorath's every whim. Whenever daring travelers tried to approach Sheogorath, Ravate warns them, "Sheogorath is actually inside each of us. You have already lost." Okay. Let's hope the next quest isn't crazy. Seems pretty straightforward. Steep Fall Burrow. Pretty.
That smile. I swear I could stand on it.
Oh, hey, hi. Angelus Oculus. Agent.
Something?
Hey, Gideon.
Yes?
Search Prefect Torval. Blood-soaked note. Set of Imperial armor. By the Divines, I wish it hadn't happened this way. The 2 guards who tried to stop me didn't understand. The general didn't deserve the armor. He's not a true follower of the goddess. Kinnereth guides me. There's a cave overlooking the shore. Seems like a good place to take a rest. There were trolls in this cave, huge ones. I had to jump into a pool. Fortunately, there was an underwater cavern leading out. But I left the armor enshrined. I should hunker down. It'd be easier It will be easier for patrols to spot me wandering the coastline. Okay. Alright, that just moved it to the top. So these will loop around. We'll get back to them. Dark Brotherhood forever.
Sometimes. How do you move about so silently?
Well, I'm not doing that. An absolute. That's not how you, Kaidan. It's not how you do it. Stop it! You're embarrassing me. Oh my God, man! Stand up. Oy. I'm now the listener and leader of the Dark Brotherhood in Skyrim. It's my duty to hear the words of our unholy matron, the Night Mother, and do as she commands. Speak with the contact. Oh, fossils. Fossils. Remember fossils. Speak with the contact and then do fossils. Did I mention fossils? Hey, you should mine some fossils. Go get some fossils. Did I mention fossils? I'm still gonna forget. So yeah, now I'm back to how I usually do quests. I do like one step of the thing, it goes to the top of the list, and then I just go to the bottom of the list. Talk to the indolent farmer.
You're the assassin, right? Look, there's this reckless mage in the Frozen Hearth Inn in Winterhold. I want him dead. This gold should cover it.
I think you should continue with your
Wow, do I have to kill
What's the
Nillicar?
point? I'm not very good, and it's only for the same two people.
Okay. I'm gonna do fossils. Nobody else saw that coming. Fossils. Fossils, fossils, fossils. And then I'm gonna run over and try putting some fossils in the little box and see what happens. And when I go to the one spot that's actually a mine. Yeah? Yeah, I sure did. Yeah, I'm in Darkwater Crossing. Alright. Okay, so the next one, Fists of Randagal. Why can't I jump? Okay, I was in water. I'm in combat? Okay.
Let's get out of here.
They're jerks. Yeah, I'm gonna be lazy and just fast travel. What the fuck? Darn it. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Those fools are actually fighting.
Okay, not only do I arrive here, there's someone else stealing my fossils. But now I can't leave. Ugh, the stupid Dragonlands. Whatever.
This should be good.
Oh yeah, and if I'm in combat, I can't mine. Will you? Oh, yeah, eat Darnett. That was rude. Darnell? Tar someone? I bet it didn't eat her. I didn't really mean it. Still there? Now, why are all the horses standing? Okay, this is just weird.
Sure.
Now they're my fossils.
Fuck yeah, that's my dragon kicking ass and taking souls. God, what you gets my blood burning every time.
Hey, darn it.
What is it?
Kiss you.
Want to trade some fossils? I'd like you to upgrade some fossils if I could.
Oh, sure thing, hun. All you have to do is figure out what tier of fossils you want to trade in. There's a crate at my camp you can put them in.
Alright. I shall do that. Alright. There's the other one. Fossils, fossils, fossils. So that way with the crate, she doesn't really come out of my inventory. I can put in the ones that are already displayed. See, that looks like a fossil, but it's just a bone. Bless you.
Do it, kinda.
Let's do this!
Hey! Oh my god, giant otter. Get removed from models.
I'm ending this right now!
What is attacking now? Oh, it's another necromancer. And a saber cat. Guys, come on. Okay, I have hit this saber cat like 4 times.
You're fucking dead!
Fuck, saber cat. Okay, that's better.
Give up!
I am in combat. Oh, for fuck's sake, is it an otter? Yeah, it's you. You better run. I am sorry, little otter, but this is just obnoxious. I don't really need more shit in the game trying to keep me from being able to travel. I hate murdering floofy little obnoxious things. Oh my god, you are the worst. And I missed. The worst, you're worse, the worst and you're really little. Okay, this time I'm coming around this way. I'm sorry, how did I miss? Oh, holy shit. This is hilarious. Just more fossils. Will you stop doing that? Dragonborn brought low, and the joy of this is I'm gonna forget completely where I was. Yeah, oh my god. Okay, this is hilarious. And it's a fun day chasing shit all over the, I imagine Kaidan telling this drunken story some night at a bar. Okay, baby, I'm really sorry. I did not want to do that. But it was hilarious. Okay, I was trying to get over here, right? Where everything within 2 miles attacked me. Okay, that's gorgeous. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. Okay. Dig site exhausted. Yeah, I completely forgot where I am. Let's just discover a cave, shall we? Graveneater Cave. Okay. Let's see if it was up here I was supposed to go. Or have I done these two and I was heading more north? I don't know. We'll find out. Ha! You lose, otter. I mean, eventually.
You look tired, little dragon. Let's take the day off. Let me pamper you and show you how much I love you.
Thank you.
Everything
You're
else
so
can
sweet.
fucking wait.
Yeah. That was hilarious. Okay, apple pie and wine. Just because people were stealing my fossils. Pines Grove. Let me pick up these other two, and that should be plenty. And then I'll find her little box and add stuffs. Another asshole otter. I was thinking of putting them back in now that I have the space, but that changed my mind. And yeah, part of their issue is their sound effects are so shrill. So it just reminds me of the, like in Warcraft, there's an item that miniaturizes something, but they call it the Embiggenator because, I think it's goblins. They call it the Embiggenator because they claim that it just makes the rest of the world bigger. Oh, this site's exhausted. Alright. Oh my god. Darnell actually goes around, and whatever her name is, Darnett goes around and takes fossils.
As a flower seller, or do you just like picking?
So it's, yeah. So their voices are Embiggenators. They're so shrill and so loud you have to turn down the global sound and then adjust to it. Okay, just in case the box is buggy, I'm gonna save. I know I found it before. Okay, there it is. You can trade in 5 fossils for one tier for 1 random fossil of the next tier up. Okay. Tier 1. Okay, so I can see that I've already displayed that, so in it goes. As I was saying, in it goes. Frog fossil. What? He gave it right back to me. What the fuck? Oh my god. It gave it right back to me. Whatever the fuck. Hello? Oh, you can't figure out how to step up, can you? And you're mad. Yeah, and now you're paralyzed. Yeah, and now you're dead. Hey, little buddy.
How about a wager, love? Whichever of us gets the most killing shots today gets to call the shots tonight.
Okay, well that was unsatisfying. I don't know what the fuck that was all about, but that happened. We're gonna go do something else now. Okay, Fists of Randagulf. Oh, added. Okay. We're gonna hit this quest later too. It came with Azadi. It's Creation Club. It was the fist fight thing. When we go meet Fiji, I believe is his name, we'll finish that quest. So. That wasn't great. Well.
Let's move closer than expect. Those bandits last time got too fucking near. Heart's still racing just...
Okay, so we're gonna come from the south.
Damn.
It's usually vampires or bears out here. Which one is it? Is it a vampire bear? Wow, it's a lot of things. Oh, and now I can't even port over there to help him. Boy.
Time to end this.
Oh my god. Nothing but fence, folks.
You'll be so much easier to rob when you're dead.
Ugh, this is just annoying. Okay. Okay, Kaidan. You can finish them off, right? Sure. See if I can jump down to help. There we go. Okay. Okay, Kaidan did in fact take care of all of them. Or they're all dead, and I'm sad. theory, he catches up on his own. Hope I don't have to break into the farm. Ooh, look, there's another shrine. Close. I love discovering shrines. Oh, that's a lot of Nernroot you got there.
I'm a bit busy at the moment. I have a lot to do around the farm, so make it quick, please. What is it you wanted?
There's a lot of Nernroot around here.
Actually, I'm growing it if you hadn't noticed.
Yeah, no, I have it.
I'm
okay.
the only person alive that can cultivate Nernroot from a seed to a fully grown plant.
Good for you, man. Did Zindarian teach you how to grow Nernroot?
Yes, he was an absolute genius when it came to the Nernroot. Sindarian made it his life's work, developing all sorts of interesting concoctions.
I found Sindarian's remains.
I knew this day would eventually come. At least poor Sindarian died doing what he loved, his field research. I told the old fool he should take it easy, but he was too stubborn.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Perhaps someday I'll continue where he left off.
I bet you he just couldn't find his way out.
Considering how much he did for me.
I've brought this crimson Nernroot for you.
You gathered quite a few of them, I see. I'll search through Sindarian's notes and find some more information about the crimson Nernroot and its properties.
Here you are.
Thank you. You've done alchemy a great service by helping to complete Sindarian's work. I'd like to give you this tome. It's one of Sindarian's greatest works. I believe you've more than earned it.
Yeah, me too. It's a pain in the ass. You seem quite exhausted.
Is it that obvious? I've got my hands full here.
Not really, I took all your
Between the farm
Nernroot.
chores, cultivating my supply of Nernroot, and keeping a tight rein on my sister Adori, there's little time for rest.
I could help you if you like.
Really?
Sounds terrible. Good luck with that.
That would be a pleasant change. One of the ingredients I need to cultivate Nernroot are Jazbay grapes. The acidic content of the juice is perfect for the soil. I need 20 of them for my current crop.
Oh, I bet I don't have them. Oh, I have 20 of them.
My goodness. How did you ever come by all of these?
It's been like 120
No matter.
hours.
I appreciate your generosity. Let me at least give you something for your efforts.
190.
Finding all of these
the
couldn't have been
planetarium.
easy. Or cheap.
Okay. How did you and Sindarian meet?
When I was very young, I was sent to Skingrad in Cyrodiil to study with him. He was a strange Altmer. Paid more attention to his research than his own well-being. He lived in the basement of an inn, for goodness sakes.
Yeah, I remember. How did he end up in Skyrim?
Well, after I fled Morrowind during the eruption, I made my way here. My family had purchased this farm, and it's all we had left. Years later, Sindarian simply showed up at our doorstep asking to stay for a while. Said he was going to do field research. He stayed with us for decades. Became an uncle of sorts to Adori.
Then he left for Blackreach, I suppose.
One day he simply ran out to me in the field, excited that he'd made some sort of a breakthrough, and he was going to head out on another trip. He never returned. From the journal you discovered, I'm sure you know the rest.
Okay.
Come visit again sometime.
Okay, I hope you don't resent the fact that, out of respect, I will leave you with your ugly cart, because you have to, well, you don't have any Nernroot anymore to... Out of respect, I will leave you with your cart. It's a farm. It's not my farm. Okay. Travel to Pure Water Run. Oh, yeah, so this should be the Fists of Randagulf right there. I received a letter from Fijay who seems to know about my encounter with Azadi. They're a secretive group of spies and warriors from Hammerfell. So, here we go. Thanks for watching. Wishing you found family, creative hobbies, a hot bath after a long day, and food you love as much as Saleya loves apple pies.